Minnesota Vikings 2021 season is mercifully over with a 31-17 win against the crooked Chicago Bears. Oh, well, look, the Vikings can beat the Bears in home games at the end of the season. It's kind of weird, but the Vikings finished 8-9. It's an overall disappointing season, but it does appear that change is on the horizon. Head coach Mike Zimmer probably gone. GM Rick Spielman maybe not in that role in so many words next season. So there's going to be a lot of things changing for the Vikings. And this season, I don't think you can shape it any way other than it being disappointing. All the close games that didn't go the Vikings' way. And yeah, you could point out, well, a lot of close games went the Vikings' way as well. But hey, as a good team, if you want to compete for silverware in this league, you have to win more than your fair share of the close games. And the Vikings didn't do it, so here we are. Right? But just a stunning barn burner, come from behind win against the Bears. Week 18, just fantastic. Now, the number one story was Justin Jefferson's pursuit of Randy Moss's single-season franchise record for receiving yards. And he started out extremely slow, but he came on late in the game. He ended up with 5 catches for a $107 and a touchdown. He was 17 yards away from the record, and he could have had it on the KJ Osborne touchdown. Both of them were wide open. Kirk just picked KJ. It's whatever. But then you're like, okay, there was 8 minutes left in the game. He'll still get it, right? Because 17 yards, that's nothing. That's fat. Yeah, that's whatever. But on the second to last drive, they just ran the ball, including on like a 3rd and 16, which if Jefferson would have caught the ball and converted it, that would have been the record. But now they just ran a draw. And then on the final drive, they ran the ball and then they knelt, which is just... It's insulting, man, because, I mean, you could tell from the reports from the sidelines that the record did mean something to Justin Jefferson. And, hey, I met him in a game where the Vikings, their playoff hopes are gone. You may as well play for something that's going to last forever. And, yeah, Justin Jefferson will have many more chances to break Randy Moss's record, hopefully. Hopefully he stays put here in Minnesota. But just that has to sit in the back of your mind as just a twinge of disrespect, especially to Mike Zimmer. Even though Mike Zimmer's never going to coach him again in all likelihood. Knocking out all the wood, please. But it just that when it comes to signing a second contract, just that, hey, you remember when I was really close to that record, which would have meant a lot to me and meant a lot to the fans, obviously. Then you just denied it. Yeah, it's right there, but... Woof, all the way around. But we got some winners, we got some losers, different format because, I don't know. We're just trying this out. But, I mean, the Vikings initially started out dead. They were down 14-3 at halftime, and everything looked DOA. Like, the players looked like they were in Cabo. It looked like Zimmer did not care at all. It looked like Clint Kubiak was boy blunder. But, yeah. I mean, also, this game was a perfect microcosm of the entire season. You had Oli Udoh being called for holding. You had 2-minute defense fails at the end of both halves, or the first half. Offense stagnant at the beginning. But they got things together, and... I mean, Kirk Cousins played really well in the second half. Jefferson, ISM, KJ all had themselves some big days. We'll talk about them in a sec. But all right, so rewinding. So I think that the decision on Zimmer has already been made. And even though in the back of Zimmer's mind, yeah, he was sitting on the sideline before the game, sitting on the bench, just trying to breathe it all in. Because he knows. He knows that this was his last game, and I understand that you want to play to win the game, but there really was nothing to accomplish by playing the starters. I mean, there wasn't. By playing the veterans out there, I understand. Veterans are competitive. They want to be out there. They want to pad their stats as well, etc. But there was nothing to be gained. There was only downside. Like, what if, because knock on wood, but thank God Dalvin didn't get hurt. What if Brian O'Neill got hurt? What if Kirk Cousins got hurt, which could impact him for next season or his trade value? Like, what if that happened? That literally could have happened. Now, the class move by a coach on his way out was to empty the bench. You know, get the young guys in, Kellen Mond, Wyatt Davis, Patrick Jones, Cameron Bynum, get all the young guys in and get them as much run as possible. Let them get some positive tape going for the new regime, but didn't work out. But, young guys like Amir Smith-Marset. Yeah, apparently he should have been working into the offense a little bit more during the season. He had 3 catches for a $103 and a touchdown. And he was stud, man. We said at Iowa they did not utilize his deep threat ability because Kirk Ferentz and the offense is stuck in the 1910s, even though Zimmer's in the 1920s. And, who is he going to take snaps from? See, there's this thing about teams that actually throw the football. They can have 4, they can have 5, they can have 6 wide receivers that actually contribute. I'm not saying play Amir Smith-Marset over Adam Thielen or ISM over KJ Osborne. You can rotate him in certain sub packages. Hey, here's 7 to 8 snaps a game. You're going to be running 9 routes. We'll see you. That needs to happen. Now, KJ had that nice touchdown grab. He was pretty quiet for the rest of the day. Jefferson, they're doubling him. They're tripling him in the first half. They're like, you are not going to set this record. But then he was just like, F you. F you. I like it, man. And it actually surprised me. How did Dalvin get 79 yards? Because it felt like every time we looked up, that Dalvin was running into the back of the line and no gain or 1 yard. And Cousins was horrible in the first half. He really stepped it up in the second half. That was hilarious, man. But I don't know. Defensively, yeah, we got to talk about some of these guys. So Anthony Barr. I think that Anthony Barr knows that this is his final game as a Viking. His Instagram story said one last time, ... So, yeah, Barr leads the team with 11 tackles. I love that. Who got that touchdown? Was it Khalil Herbert, the running back? Receiving. Oh, Damian Williams. All right, so when they scored on Anthony Barr, they ran a wheel route with Damian Williams. It didn't work out the first time, and then they just ran the same exact play because they knew. They knew they had a mismatch there. But defensively, hey, Patrick Peterson, it was perfect timing for you to get your first pick as a Viking. And then, I don't know what it was. That was probably the easiest pick 6 of his life because none of the Bears were really that interested in tackling him. He literally walked in from the 40. It was hilarious, man. DJ Wanham got himself a couple of sacks. Now has the team lead where he was tied with Daniil, and Daniil hadn't played since Halloween. So that's kind of funny. Then also you got Diesel Dalvin Thompson. Diesel quietly has been dominant this year. Like him and Michael Pierce, when they've been in there, have been great. Pretty piss poor at stopping the run, but I think that's more about scheme as opposed to their talent. Kenny Willekes stepping up, man. I love Kenny Willekes. Getting 2 sacks, getting the ball back for the Vikings, giving them a chance to try and get Jefferson the record, which of course they didn't. But yeah, Wanham, Willekes, whatever happens with Daniil, Patrick Jones second, Janarius Robinson, I think all could be important pieces on the edge for whatever the next regime is going to be. Yeah, Blake Lynch having that interception. Oh, by the way, I like Troy Dye. I love Blake Lynch. So when Kendricks wasn't playing and they were playing Dye instead of Lynch in the middle, I was sort of pissed off there. And also, Nick Vigil's out there too. You know what you have in Nick Vigil, man, but it's frustrating, man. Also, for the play callers, you would think that Zimmer and what he knows is probably going to be his final game as head coach would just dial up a blitz on every other play. Just like under smoke. I'm coming at you. We're after that ass, Andy Dalton. But no, he sat back, did his normal, typical Zimmer defense. Bend but don't break. They definitely broke in the first half. And also, so Clint Kubiak, man. This entire season, we postured and theorized that, hey, Clint Kubiak, he's got the moves, man. Like, he's going to be one of those young, offensive-minded wunderkinds. He's going to be the next Sean McVay. But he's under Zim's thumb. That's what he does. That's why it's run, pass, pass, punt, run, pass, punt, run, pass, run. Yeah, that's what we thought. Turns out not so much because week 18, you're not going to be retained because Zimmer's going to be fired. The new head coach is going to have his own guy. You're not going to get an OC jobs next season. So why not empty out the playbook, huh? Why not have all those fancy-ass trick plays? Just like the Lions did against the Packers, just emptying out the trick plays, getting a big win for Dan Campbell and company, huh? But it turns out, no, he's got nothing. So I think eventually Clint Kubiak could be a very good play caller in this league, but it's not now, and it's not going to be anytime soon, because I don't think that he's going to get a play calling job within years. Unless his daddy gets another job and then gives it to him through inheritance. I don't know. I don't really know. But such a weird game. But you did find yourself cheering for the Vikings in the second half. Obviously, it's always good to beat the Bears. But that was a good FU for Zimmer on his way out the door. It's like, well, we won the game. I denied a superstar diva wide receiver a record, which I have problems with those type of players. And then also, I hurt the team's draft position. So, yeah, whatever. You could say that he did it his way, but it is time for a new beginning. I think within 12 hours, no, not 12, within 18 hours, I think Zimmer will be gone. TBD what happens with Spielman, and then the future of the franchise, man, it's completely up in the air. But we'll see. Your thoughts on our thoughts. Recapping Vikings-Bears. Vikings win 31-17. Let us know in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But until next time, Skol, production value.